Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I am here at one of the greatest roads in the country, Angeles Crest Highway in California. And guess what? We have something that's been updated and upgraded for 2024. It's this vehicle right here. What is it? It's your 2024 Volkswagen ID.4. This particular one is a Pro S rear wheel drive. But before we get into this compact crossover SUV, it's sort of like the in-between of a compact and a mid-size crossover SUV. Let's talk about what's going on here. Volkswagen is making a lot of changes on the heels of their very popular Super Bowl commercial layout, talking about their history. 75 years, since 1949, 75 years Volkswagen has been sold in the United States. It all started with the people's car, the Volkswagen Beetle, and then of course grew from there. Now, in the modern era, Volkswagen is doing a lot of interesting things with electrification. And this ID.4 really laid down the framework for where they are currently at and where they are going with that upcoming ID Buzz. Now for 2024 model year, they did make some important changes, but what I want to find out is it enough? Is this, the big question is this the best new crossover EV, or should you go with another newbie on the block, or a new kid on the block, the Honda Prologue? Let's go ahead, let's dive into this Arctic blue, really beautiful color, Arctic blue metallic ID.4, and find out. Right off the bat, the familiar shape. I think more and more people are becoming familiar and recognizing an ID.4 for what it is, a Volkswagen crossover EV. At the front of the business, you're still gonna get that very unique style of full LED lighting, LED turn signals, daytime running lamps, and headlights. You'll notice how the little design actually illuminates and at night gives it a really great look. Love the way it's not a massive headlight housing and everything on the interior is blacked out. Now, as we drop down, you follow the body lines, they flare out into these functional corner air curtains, just a little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. And then as we drift towards the center, I'm wiping a bug off the front. The bug doesn't come with it. What does come with it is that Volkswagen badge. So much history going back to 1933, fully illuminated with the LED daytime running lamps that come into the center as well. Now, this is a Pro S trim. It's not the top trim. So obviously, as you go higher up the trim level, you'll be able to get things like a forward-facing camera. This one does not have it. Now, as you work your way down, super smooth, super clean. On the bottom portion, you have this flat black mixed with some satin black lower grille area. This is obviously carrying a lithium-ion liquid-cooled battery pack that's been enlarged for 2024 model year to give us more range. And I like the way they went flat black on the lower lip. But like I said, for their first crossover EV, definitely a unique look. Now, when you compare this to the new Prologue, the Honda Prologue, it has some similarities. Let me know in the comment section which front end you like more, the new ID.4 or the new Prologue, the Honda Prologue. Now, as we rise up, of course, we have that smooth, slick design to cut down on drag. That's gonna help with extending that range. And just so you know, we do have a bigger battery pack. It's an 82 kilowatt battery pack, but they still have the standard battery pack as well to help with that cost. But as we kind of coast around the corner here, what do we got going on? We got new series of wheels for 2024. You'll notice 20-inch style on this ID.4 Pro S, gloss black, machine aluminum, and I like that twisting star design. Helps generate airflow down the side of the wheel. Guess what though? They also have a new 21-inch wheel. So this is 20 inches in diameter, but you could even go larger from here. 235 on the width, 50 series sidewall. You can get single motor like this one is, rear wheel drive, or you can get dual motor all wheel drive. Both of them have more power, more performance, and more range, which we'll talk about in a few moments. My one zonk is, and let me know how you feel about it, is the flat black around the fender opening. On the Prologue, it's gloss black. Not a huge difference, but I kind of like the gloss black better than the flat black. I wish on both of them they were just painted. But let me know how you feel about the flat black around the fender opening. Now, as we rise up, I like the way they bring a little bit of pizzazz with the badging on the side. You got your Pro S, and the trim flows nicely into the front doors. Color matched on our mirror caps. LED turn signals built in. And then you'll also notice the size. Like I said, this is a little bit smaller than the Honda Prologue. And like the Prologue, obviously just front seats and rear seats. There's no 3-row ID.4. Now up top, we do have a ginormous fixed panoramic glass roof. I like the way they have that, especially the way it looks on the interior. And you have these flat black roof rails that are very flush to the roof to cut down on drag. Door handles, digging the style, and I like the way you just reach underneath, you hit the button, and the door opens up. But you still have that nice aerodynamic flow. Coming towards the rear, nice size on the rear quarter window. This flat black that separates the rear quarter from the roof spoiler, I don't mind it. I'm glad that it's not just a bunch of gloss black. Let me know how you feel about this area. I'd be curious to see if it was body colored, how it would match. But as we swing it around back, just like we started up front, very stylish on the taillights, just like the headlights, full LED, of course. They got a nice little diamond design going all the way across. And I'm really digging how the Volkswagen badge lights up red on the back. I am going to zonk this wiper. You have so much real estate under this long roof spoiler, it would just clean up the back. And guess what? The Prologue gets the same zonk as well because it's got an exposed wiper. ID.4 badge, prominently displayed, bright white, pops off that Arctic blue grayish color. And then working our way down, flat black on the lower bumper area. And I do like the way they bring a little bit of spice with some color match into that lower area, but they keep it super clean, obviously for aerodynamic airflow. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about the numbers on this new upgraded ID.4. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod. I'm not going to zonk it because probably 99.999999999% of ID.4 owners are never going to open up the hood. I have yet to see one at a local Cars and Coffee event with the hood popped. To be honest with you, I haven't even seen an ID.4 at a Cars and Coffee event. But underneath, I'm glad we could pop the hood because first of all, there is no usable front space. So let me know if you think that deserves a zonk. No usable front mounted trunk. I do like the way you could see how they did all the bracing and the supports to stiffen up the front end. This is a single motor, but I'm gonna give you stats on both because I'm in a generous mood today. So with our single motor, you're looking at now 282 horsepower, 402 pound-feet of torque. You're looking at a range of 291 miles. So they updated the range. It uses an 82 kilowatt battery. You could tow up to 2,700 pounds. 0 to 60 on the single motor is 5.6 seconds. Now let's talk about all-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is dual motor, 335 horsepower in an ID.4. Think about that. That's more than a Volkswagen Golf R. On the dual motor, range is 263 miles. You still have the 82 kilowatt battery pack. 0 to 60 on the dual motor is 4.9 seconds. So a sub 5-second ID.4 0 to 60. If you're wondering, well, what about the base? What is the base ID.4? The base ID.4 uses a 62 kilowatt battery pack. And the new ways that they got this power and extra range is you have a new drive unit, new electric motor drive unit. They changed the stator, and there's a thermal management system. So they did a great job with preconditioning of the battery pack, which is now new for 2024. And there's some great technology that goes with that on the inside with the infotainment, which I can't show you. Can't wait to show you. I can show you. Almost I can't wait to show you, or can't show you. But I can't wait to show you. It's on the inside. But why don't we go ahead, let's turn this ID.4 on and see it zoom away. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Volkswagen ID.4 Pro S single motor drive unit. Makes it rear wheel drive. There is no front wheel drive ID.4. I don't care what your German grandmother told you. Now, if you're wondering, well, Joe, what about the price? Well, I have a few things that I want to tell you, first of all. This vehicle, MPGE-wise in the city, is 102 MPGEs. Because remember, they increased the range. Another thing, this is the only foreign car company where you still get the $7,500 US government tax credit for purchasing this vehicle. And obviously, with charging stations and the network, everything has been expanded. Now, let's get to the nitty-gritty. The Honda Prologue that we drive, which was a dual motor unit, so you got to give it that, was right around $60,000. This single drive motor, ID.4 Pro S, is $51,000. And if you're still hoping that, do they have their base entry level? Yes, that would be the 63 kilowatt battery pack ID.4 single motor. That comes in at an MSRP around $39,000. But let's see what you get if you go ID.4 Pro S to the door panels. I love the clean style. Soft touch material up top. I'm really digging how they did this painted metallic silver finish with clear coat sprayed over it. Really gives it a nice modern feel, something different than the competition. Even that contrast stitching, that nice clean design. What I am gonna zonk is that massive piece of gloss black. Why didn't they make that the painted silver is beyond me. You're gonna get more fingerprints on that than what the FBI processes in one calendar year. Down below, door pocket is a great size. You can get your in and out double burger setup and a large fry and a milkshake to wash it down. And then they did a nice design with the diagonal lines for the speaker grill cover. Now, going from the door panel to the dash, love the stitching material. That silver pops nicely. And look, Mom, no fingerprints. Come on in. This is all new for 2024. Now, if you were hoping for some physical knobs and buttons, you're not getting it. But what you are getting is a new 12.9-inch infotainment system screen that now operates quicker and processes faster than the previous gen. I could go into an all-new home screen with all your usual apps, ambient lighting. We could go into seats, all those different goodies, charging. Very easy to figure out how to work everything in here. You could go into your drive modes like before. Eco, comfort, sport is where I'm going to be for Angeles Crest Highway. Or you could set up a custom layout of how you want things to work in here. You hit the little ID.4, that's your charging, and then we come back and hit the center display. This is your new home screen. Tells you your charging, tells you information, tells you where you're at on Angeles Crest Highway. New for 2024, we have 3 stages of ventilated seats and 3 stages of heated seats. So they got you covered there. And look, like I said, look how responsive it is. It's definitely more responsive than it was last year. And then, of course, we go into reverse. There's our backup camera. Very clear on the resolution. You have your trajectory. You have your park assist. I can change angles all by the touch of the screen. So definitely they got that very much improved. Now what's cool is that it'll actually save charging station locations for you and precondition the battery all within the new navigation. And navigation is now standard. Nice and large there. Working our way down, you got your AC vents. On the side, you have your power on button. And this is your column shifter for the direct drive transmission. Still have regen braking available. 2 cup holders. A little bit of gloss black. And then a place maybe where you could put a purse, a Merce. I know Steven has a fanny pack that he always has on him. He could put that there. You do have wireless charging and a nice little holder for it. 2 USB-Cs. And then you open this bad boy up. Look at how deep the storage is. First of all, we got the key fob. That's how we're able to drive this ID.4. So there's your Volkswagen key fob. Very high class level feel and finish to it, but more fingerprints, like I said, than the FBI processes, just like those door handles. You could easily put, I would say, 12 bags, 12 pouches of Big League Chew. And you're gonna need it because, like I said, 290-mile range. I mean, that is huge for this ID.4. That is big. That's a big change for the single motor. You want to have the Big League Chew because the gum lasts about 5 seconds. So by the time you hit 0 to 60 in this, the flavor of what you're chewing on is already gone. Seats. I love the soft touch material, the stitching. Look at the way they did the ID badge in there. Nice soft bolstering. You have full power assist for the passenger, full power assist, of course, for the driver. And there's that ginormous panoramic glass roof. It almost goes back into the freaking cargo area. That's how big it is, with a power shade. So you just swipe your finger and the shade is gonna keep on coming until it closes. But if you're ready, why don't you come over here? I have a flat bottom steering wheel in this ID.4 I want to show you. Come on over. All right, guys, business time on the driver's side. You'll notice those easy to get to seat controls. You have 2 memory seat settings, and look at that, massage seats in this thing. You don't get that on the Prologue, I promise you that. Seats are comfy, and because this is a BEV, a battery electric vehicle, the floor is very low, which gives us lots of room. Headroom, leg room. Ooh, that massage setting is getting a little frisky back there, but it feels good. Steering wheel, leather all the way around, that flat bottom, the iconic Volkswagen badge staring at you, smack dab in the center. You do have more gloss black, and they still have the heated steering wheel button right there. So watch, you'll see when we're driving on Angeles Crest Highway and going on throttle, I bet you my hands are gonna start sweating because you could accidentally hit that very easily. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And then you got that 5-inch digital gauge cluster. It works for me. It's got the information that you want, very easy to use. And I like the way that it moves with the steering column when you adjust it. But as you can see, very well laid out in here. Let's get into the back seat because I'm ready to take you for a spin in this ID.4. Time, and I'll show you right away. You can see easily in the back seat just how flat the floor is. Gives you that extra leg room. On the back, I'm digging the two-tone. So just like on the door panel, you had the gray with the black. Same thing on the back of the seats. Large pockets. Easily get 2 California kitchen pizzas in here, which is gonna be really nice for when you get the munchies. And then also another thing you like, that you like and I like, I know you're gonna like this, you can take your phone and they have a nice pocket here. So first of all, I gotta show you, let me get all my alerts out of the way. There's Oscar, looking cute. We gotta get our flight out of here very soon, so we're trying to hurry up, but you could easily put your phone right there. Very smart to have that pocket. Just don't forget it. Give me my damn phone back, ID.4. More gloss black. So they decided to really double down on the gloss black. I like the way they gave us the German-style Volkswagen Twinkie holder here. 2 USB-Cs, so you got a total of 4. 2 up front, 2 out back. I got pockets for my pizza. And sitting here, the seats are really comfy. I got plenty of headroom, not even close to that panoramic glass roof. And then you pull this down and they're lucky. They are freaking lucky. They gave us just enough real estate for a human arm, since it is an armrest and 2 cup holders. But why don't we go ahead, let's get into that cargo area because I'm cracking to drive Angeles Crest. All right, guys, cargo area time now. I want to show you the cargo area, even though it hasn't changed for 2024 because guess what? I have some props. We actually have our luggage back here. And you can see 2 carry-ons. I got my camera backpack in here. Plus, you have plenty of room behind it as well. Lots of cargo room. I'm gonna go ahead and pull all of these pieces of luggage out because we're gonna catch a plane soon. I wanna be able to make it home and show you what we have going on the back side of this ID.4. So you're gonna have your nook for your 2 boxes of Twinkies. Very important now, especially because you have the further range distance. You're gonna need more Twinkies. On that side, you could put a couple cardboard containers of milk. And then underneath the floor, this is where you're gonna have your storage. Underneath that, you then have your charging accessories down in this lower area. So I like the way they give you usable space because watch this. 1, 2, 3, look at me. I just made more cargo room because I was able to lower the cargo floor quite a distance, by the way, quite a distance there. Of course, we have our 12 volt for when you're at the beach or you're at a picnic ground. And we have LED lighting. Those seats, of course, do the 60-40 tango split, as they say. But you know what? If you're ready, I'm ready. I'm gonna get my freaking luggage back in there. I'm not gonna forget it out here in the mountains. And then we're gonna go for an on-throttle, twisty bit drive. So let's hop in and get to it. All right, guys, we are in this updated, changed up, flipped around 2024 Volkswagen ID.4 Pro S single motor drive unit. Now, I'm kind of glad that I have the single motor drive unit first because I think that's actually going to make a more interesting drive experience out here on the foggy, historic Angeles Crest Highway. Now, getting to that massive 12.9-inch screen well within reach, I do still wish it had some knobs or some buttons, but everything, of course, is just like before with the addition of the heated and ventilated seats, which are nice. And all ID.4s get the navigation standard. But out here, the thing you're gonna notice right away if you have not driven a battery electric vehicle yet is the lower center of gravity. I like the way that that improves handling because you have that battery pack. It helps you handle these twisty bits out here much more effectively, which gives you a little bit more enjoyment when it comes to driving. Now, of course, I wish I was in a Golf R or a GTI, but this is the media drive for today. We are driving this ID.4 Pro S, but very, very smooth, very comfortable, and I really, really like that. It allows me to take in all of the good things that are happening on the interior, especially with the massage seats, especially with visibility, and they do a great job with the sound deadening in here. And that's important because remember, you don't have an engine to cancel out vibrations, so you really got to be on your A game when it comes to NVH, which is noise, vibration, harshness. But really, really nice to have the extra power, and nice, of course, to also have the extra range. If you take the column shifter and twist it when you're in drive, the B lights up. What does that mean? That means now we have some regen braking. And I like the regen braking in the ID.4 because it's not too obnoxious. It's not like you release the throttle and it's slams on the brakes. It's a nice modulating process, and I think that's the way to go. All right, guys, I wanted to go on throttle from a dead stop. On throttle, here we go. Little bit slow getting that initial EV burst of torque, but once you're up and running, I mean, 401 pound-feet of torque is very, very nice over the previous model year. Steering feels good, it's direct. Obviously, we need some stickier tires out here on Angeles Crest Highway, and you can see the traction control light is going nuts trying to fight for extra traction as we're throwing this ID.4 through the twisty bits. But you know, it's one of those things where if you're gonna drive an ID.4, at least it's got some nice habits, some nice characteristics to where you feel comfortable, you feel in control, and if you want more power, and if you want more control and grip, you could go dual motor, which is going to give you that all-wheel drive setup there. And 0 to 60 at 4.9 seconds. But the size of the gauge cluster, I think, is really good. I also like how it's got all the important information that you could want and need, all at a glance. But really fun just to be out here pretty much almost in any car on Angeles Crest Highway to make this a little bit more of an enjoyable driving experience. But I'm telling you, it's really well done, what the work that they've done to the chassis to get this kind of driving dynamic here. It's just obviously tires are everything, and when you're in an EV, the tires are not there for grip, they're there for less resistance, rotating resistance, to give us a greater range. Let's go on throttle again, as we are a little flatter here. On throttle, there we go, there's that initial torque, a little bit better, more traction. But she gets cooking very, very quickly for 2024, which is nice. As you can see, around a long bend, really holds the line well. And obviously most people driving ID.4s are not going to be driving them like I'm doing it right now, but I do want to show you what happens when you push it. I know when it comes to certain people, they tend to think that I like to push the limits of certain vehicles. And just overall vehicles in general, I like to find the limits. Try to do it in the safest way possible, of course. But it's nice to be able to just kind of show that to you briefly here of what the capability is when it comes to a twisty road and the new ID.4 and the driving dynamics, plus the greater range. I mean, you're now able to go further than you have been before. But I'm hoping that this review has been a nice overall complete update of what's going on with this ID.4. We're gonna get back, wherever that is, to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been a crazy adventure out here on the outskirts of Los Angeles, driving, like I said, one of the best roads in the country. I definitely want to thank the whole Volkswagen team for inviting us to drive this refresh, upgraded, changed up 2024 ID.4. Let me know what you think. Are you liking the ID.4, or are you gonna put your money on that Honda Prologue, which, remember, was built together and designed together with General Motors? Let me know down in the comment section which way you would go. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. We need to give it up to the man that electrifies all the ladies' lives out there, Stephen Flood Photography. It was very interesting. He actually had a fan club of people waiting for him at the terminal when we got off the plane at LAX. It was beautiful. All these people just loving Stephen. So show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.